questions. Nancy, what's your comment?
Aaron, number 82. I would like to know, was the village of Yellow Springs given accurate and complete information when they agreed to back a bond for what I call Antioch Mansion? And do they have reason to recall that bond?
The question is, was the village given accurate and complete information when they backed the McGregor bond? And do they have reason to recall that? I think the answer to the last question is no. What the village did was make a loan from a revolving loan fund to support the purchase of the land. And the village certainly does not think that it got complete information, or the people on the village council have said that they were promised that this would not harm the college. And, excuse me, and they do very strongly believe that that promise has been breached. By the way, the village has been hugely supportive. We've just enjoyed a really renewed relationship, and that's been a very important gain. And so while I don't think there's a basis for canceling the bond, the university, the village has, as have members of our groups, spoken with Senator Sherrod Brown, who is interested and concerned about what really amounts to a diversion of funds from Ohio to other campuses. The village is exploring other actions that it may be able to take with respect to protecting the college campus.
Steve Tobias, you said that Plan B includes but is not limited to litigation. Did you tell us all the rest?
The other part of Plan B is nonstop, right?
Okay.
Plan B includes means other than negotiating to get the college back. And then of necessity, in one sense, nonstop is the answer to the question, when we get the college back, what next? Because it is not only keeping the heart and soul and intellectual memory of the institution here and functioning and working, it is visioning the independent Antioch College. It is doing the work that needs to be done to put an independent Antioch College on the path to success when we get it back.
In the resolution, was there any discussion about the college endowment, the radio station, Glen Helen, where those will fall in an ultimate resolution?
They weren't specifically addressed. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I should know that by now from all the talks I've given. The question was whether there was any discussion in connection with passage of the resolution by the Board of Trustees concerning specific assets that have traditionally been viewed as college assets, such as the new YSO and the Glen.
And the endowment.
And the endowment. The answer is actually fairly simple with respect to both the endowment and the Glen, because both of those do have specific legal restrictions on their diversion for any other purpose. Specifically, the endowment is governed by an act called the Uniform Management Institutional Funds Act, an act that I happen to know a fair amount about in connection with my other legal life. And the endowment is, for the most part, dedicated to the college. A large portion of it is for scholarships. And therefore, it doesn't really have to enter into the picture. The endowment is for the college, and it will be applied in accordance with the terms of the donor agreements and the endowment rules and regulations, as well as Ohio law. The Glen, again, is subject to specific limitations on its use. It needs to be kept as an open space for public use. and that really cannot legally change. WYSO is a somewhat more complicated issue, and I don't know where we will ultimately come out on that. Our understanding, at least, is that the transfer of assets should include the assets that are the traditional assets of Antioch College when it was still called and operated as Antioch College.
The other thing I would say about the endowment is that in the course of the negotiations with the AC3, the university conceded that it would have to go to court to get the endowment redirected to the university. It would have to go to court to get the restrictions on the endowment released. And needless to say, we've been monitoring pleadings everywhere. They have not done that, and if we don't reach an agreement and they did that, we would have an opportunity to oppose it and would.